Well, welcome in here to week number 5 of the Midget League. Series will be out on track here, getting their hot laps on the board. As of right now, as they got about 6 minutes left here for hot laps. Drivers out on track. As Dylan Budnick currently going to be third quick here out onto the racing surface. Well, Caleb Frazier going to be quick time as right now here. Mason Jagger going to be second quick. Third quick, Dylan Budnick. Fourth quick going to be Dallas Patterson. Here, fifth quick going to be Jeffrey Patterson. I think you would get used to them if you ran them a decent amount, Brock. Just takes time to get used to them. Yeah, we are. Nork, how was your day today? I'm sure you'll like it after get used to it and learn everything. You gonna be on a wheel when you get it, Sir Nork? Well, Caleb Frazier still quick time here in the 47 speed shop, car number 1 machine. It took me almost probably close to a year to start getting competitive. Not saying that you wouldn't be within a month, but it'll take quite a bit of time and you'll have to race a decent amount. It's still a lot different than probably. Have you ever raced on Iracing before? On anybody's sim? If not, then it's a whole different world. A lot different. It's paid entry, Preston. And I'm pretty sure its entries are closed for tonight. I'm assuming. Honestly, I've never played that, so I'm not certain, but I used to play a lot of Heat 5 and Heat 4, and coming over from that to this was a huge difference. I don't know if I'm gonna tonight or not. This is probably gonna be pretty late by the time I finish. Normally Saturdays are my day off. Well, Jeffrey Patterson still going to be 5th quick out onto the racetrack here. Dallas Patterson going to be 4th quick as of right now. Normally I'd already have this done, but last minute too. Quickly, make it. Not stiff, they're just loose a little bit. People are probably more just messing around rather than actually spinning out. Majority of these drivers are pretty good drivers. The 2 hardest cars to drive for new drivers, or sorry, 3 hardest cars to drive for new drivers is sprints, late models, and UMPs. Those are what take everybody a really long time to get decent in. Along with these and micros, those take quite a bit of skill too. Well, checkered flag going to be in the air here for hot laps time for qualifying now. I haven't ran them in quite a while either. Rock, it's been a little bit for me too. I'd also like to give a quick shout out to the Real Waves of Texas for sponsoring tonight's event here for the Dirt Midget Series at Lima Land Motorsports Park. So shout out to them for sponsoring tonight's event here. We appreciate them. Well, number 7 machine here of J Spot Badnicker, sorry. Going to be 2nd quick here. Apparently I can't speak tonight. Dylan Budnick going to be 4th quick here out on track. Mason Mack going to be heading out on track here shortly. Well, Mason Mock got onto the racetrack here. Coming around, gonna go second quick as of right now. Chris Olsen, quick time here. Jeffrey Patterson, 7th quick. Mason Jagger out on track here for his qualifying. Well, race number 1 gonna wind up like this here, starting off on the hammer, and car number 13's Chris Olsen does outside here. And car number 4 is gonna be Mason Mock starting behind him, and car number 1 is Caleb Frazier behind him. Number 32 is Dallas Patterson. Starting behind him, number 7 is Jace Baddicker. Starting behind him here, and car number 32 is Dallas Patterson. Starting behind him, and car number 5 is Jeffrey Patterson. And out back on the field for race number 1 is Mason Jagger. 10 laps going to be the distance here for heat race number 1. Well, getting ready here. Green light's going to be on. Heat race number 1 going to be underway. Don Smith Racing green flag going to be in the air here. Official flag sponsor of Legend Racing TV. They'll go to work. Top 3 going to transfer here. Out of heat race number 1 automatically into the main event. Chris Olsen going to lead him to complete lap number 1. Second is Mason Mock. Third going to be Caleb Frazier working into 3 and 4. Caleb Frazier holding on to that 3rd and final podium spot. Not stopping there now. Going to look for the runner-up spot here on Mason Mock. Working through 1 and 2. Door-to-door down the back straight away. Coming around here. Taking on board here with Caleb Frazier down the front straight away. Still going to be going side by side with Mason Mock for that runner-up spot with 6 to go for Chris Olsen still out front. Mason Mock still defending off here with 4 fingers and a thumb in the air. 5 to go. Halfway through heat race number 1 down the back straight away. Slider there by Mason Mock and Twisted Speed. Set up shot. Now slide job by Caleb Frazier. Crossover by Mason Mock. Straight back to it here into turn number 1. Working down the back straight away. 4th going to be Mason Jagger trying to get the final transfer spot there from Caleb Frazier. 6th is going to be Jace Baddicker. 7th going to be Jeffrey Patterson. 8th is Dallas Patterson down the back straight away. Chris Olsen. Set of popsicle sticks in the air, 2 to go. Yellow starting to come on here for discussion of the night to Mason Jagger up over here. Get a look on the kid truck against the early place who happened here. They worked into 3 and 4. Looks like Caleb Frazier got together there with Mason Mock, and then Mason Jagger ran out of room. Nowhere to go and went up and over. We're going to try to get him full back up onto all 4s, possibly.
Hang on, we're not going green, not going green.
Well, drivers getting them stacked back up. Double file here. Actually going to be single file, sorry. You're correct on that. Well, Mason Mock, green lights back on here. Set of popsicle sticks in the air, 2 to go. They'll work down the back straightaway off into 3 and 4 here. Coming around the Dylan Smith Racing 1 to go. Going to be displayed one more time around. Battle here for the third and final transfer spot into 1 and 2. They're going to make contact. Chris Olson going to take it. Down the back straightaway off to number 4, the Twisted Speed setup shop. Car number 4 is going to be Mason Mock for the race number 1 win. Second, Dylan Budnick. Third, Chris Olson in the final transfer spot. Fourth, Caleb Frazier. Fifth is Mason Jagger. Sixth, Jeffrey Patterson. Seventh, Jace Baddicker. And eighth is going to be Dallas Patterson for your heat race number 1 unofficial results. Well, going to be time for warm-ups now here shortly. 5 minutes of warm-ups. Well, Dylan Budnick out on track here for warm-ups. Well, Dylan Budnick currently second, quick here for warm-ups. Well, on board here now with Mason Mock working down the front straight away. Well, Dallas Patterson second, quick here for warm-ups as of right now. Everybody get ready before we head into the main event tonight here. I do believe it is open setup, so drivers do have to keep setup dialed in throughout the night while racing. Who do you think's gonna win it, Sir Nork? And what about you, Brock? Actually, everybody in stream just put in chat who you think's gonna win booze. Well, Mason Jagger currently going to be fourth quick here for his warm-up laps. Well, number 5, Jeffrey Patterson out on track here. Quick look at the weather for tonight here at Lima Land. Temperature 77 Fahrenheit. Wind is northeast, 0 miles an hour. Partly cloudy, and humidity is 45% as of right now. Well, time here for the main event. 40 laps, gonna be the distance. Well, A-main starting lineup's gonna wind up like this, starting off on hammer here in the number 4 Twisted Speed setup shot is gonna be Mason Mock starting as outside Twisted Speed. Car number 52 is going to be Dylan Budnick starting mine, Tim here in the Simpson. Car number 13 is Chris Olson does outside the 47 speed shop. Car number 1 is Caleb Frazier does inside here. For car number 83 is Mason Jagger starting mine, Tim here, and car number 5 is going to be Jeffrey Patterson starting mine, number 32. Budweiser is going to be Dallas Patterson for your A-main starting lineups. Legend Racing TV, it's time to sit down and hold on to your seats here because the Dirt Midget Series is getting ready to turn them loose. Mason Mock gonna take the Dylan Smith Racing green flag. 40 laps the distance. It'll work here down the back straight away, side by side already for the race lead, down into turn number 3 and 4. Slide job here by Dylan Budnick, crossover by Mason Mock. Mason Mock gonna lead him to complete lap number 1, down the back straight away. Chris Olson gonna work in the third and final podium spot. Now here comes Mason Jagger to the inside of Caleb Frazier, or to the outside of Caleb Frazier, sorry. Working into 1 and 2. No car around here gonna be Caleb Frazier in the number 1 machine. 360 gonna keep them green. With 37 to go. Mason Mock still out front. They're going to get together once again. Tier Mason Jagger involved. Yellow lights will come on Tier. It'll look on the Kid Trucking instant replay once again Tier. Shout out to Kid Trucking for being instant replay sponsor here, Legend Racing TV. Well, 3 wide. And then Mason Jagger kind of got pinched in the middle there. Went hard into the wall. You bring out Leifert, Scottsdale, Illinois. Well, we're going to get ready here off turn number 4. Green light's going to be back on. Dirt Midget's going to go back to work here into 1 and 2. Down the back straight away. Second, going to be Chris Olson. Third, going to be Jace Baddicker. Fourth, Caleb Frazier. Fifth, going to be Dallas Patterson. Sixth is going to be Dallas Patterson now as fifth. Going to be Dylan Budnick. Working down the back straight away. Jace Baddicker in the third and final podium spot. Working down the front straight away. Caleb Frazier working on low. Yellow lights back on now here. For Mason Jagger once again. Have enough luck tonight here by the looks of it. The truck instant replay here. Kind of spun himself around there, the looks of it. Oh, getting doubled back up here. Mason Mock getting ready to turn him back loose. Oh, green light's back on. 33 to go into 1 and 2 here. Jace Baddicker going to work in second. Third, Dylan Budnick going to get together with them there. Got turned sideways a little bit. Going to recover, though, down into turn number 3. 3 and 4 wide off turn number 4. And then next to lose, Dylan Budnick went around along with Jeffrey Patterson. Both of them going to get it back going. Green lights will stay on to your Mason Mock. Coming around to lead him with 31 to go. Well, battle here for the top 5 spot. Dallas Patterson going to duke it out with Jace Baddicker down the back straightaway. That K-Roddens of Jace Baddicker and the number 7 machine currently going to have it down the front straightaway. Working through 1 and 2. Still door to door here, nose to nose into 3 and 4 slide. Job by Dallas Patterson, crossover by Jace Baddicker, but Dallas Patterson now going to have it that time by at the line here, working the top shelf down the back straightaway. Mason Mock still working the race lead down the back straightaway. Take it on board here with Mason Mock down the front straightaway. Well, second is going to be Caleb Frazier. Third is Mason Jagger. Fourth, Chris Olsen. Fifth is going to be Dallas Patterson. Still here down the back straightaway. Battle for third. Chris Olsen currently going to have it. Side by side for third into turn number 3. Slide. Job by Mason Jagger. Crossover by Chris Olsen. Chris back to it now into 3 and 4. Still door to door for though off turn number 4 here. Down the front straightaway. Coming around with 23 to go this time by Caleb Frazier now to the race lead down the back straightaway. Second going to be Mason Mock into 3 and 4. Now Caleb Frazier trying to work past lap traffic down the front straightaway. Now work down the back stretch here off turn number 2 down into turn number 3. Coming around with 21 to go. Mason Mock working the middle groove. Not working too well for him as Caleb Frazier up on the top shelf, but now lap car on the top shelf here. Caleb Frazier now going to have to try to switch to the bottom groove. Off into 3 and 4. Caleb Frazier throwing the lap or slide job on the lap car. 20 in tier, 20 to go halfway through the main event. Working down the back straightaway for Caleb Frazier. Still battling out with lap traffic down the front straightaway is now Mason Mock finally going to switch to the top shelf of the racetrack. Mason Jagger throwing the slide job. He'll take over third now from Chris Olsen. Fifth is still going to be Dallas Patterson. Working off turn number 4 with 18 to go. Caleb Frazier still struggling to get past lap traffic down the front straightaway. Well, now Mason Jagger can take over the runner-up spot. Yellow lights are going to come on, though, now for Dylan Budnick. think he just got the wall on his own. What it kind of looked like. They're kind of sideways, locked up the brakes there, and then turned into the wall. I don't know if he was trying to get out of the leader's way or what there. Oh, stacked back up here, getting ready to bring him back underway. Caleb Fraser, Kurt Wright Slater here. Precautions, as right now lead changes 1, lap 27 of 40. Green lights back on.
Green flag.
16 to go, working into 1 and 2. Caleb Fraser gonna lead him coming around here with 15 to go down the front straightaway. Car got the wall there. I'm not certain exactly who that was. Possibly Jace Baddock or Chris Olson. Down the back straightaway. 3-car battle here for the 4th place spot. Down the front stretch, Dallas Patterson. Currently going to have it here over Chris Olson. Now Chris slide job off turn number 2. He'll take it back over, but now here comes Dylan Budnick into the battle. 3 wide into 3 and 4. Well, 4 or 5-car battle now here for the 4th place spot. Jace Baddocker went sideways there down the back straightaway. Gonna hold on though here into 1 and 2. Caleb Frazier still gonna lead him down the back straightaway, but Mason Jagger looking on him into turn number 3, coming around with 11 to go. Setups now really starting to change here and coming if they ain't been in. The ones that were already in starting to go away now. Until Mason Jagger had a setup in for a little bit later in the race here, as it's showing. Saved the tires pretty well there early on as well with 10 to go here. Down the back straightaway. 3rd going to be Mason Mock. 4th, Dylan Budnick. 5th, Chris Olson. 6th is Dallas Patterson. 7th is going to be Jace Baddocker. And 8th is going to be Jeffrey Patterson. Coming around here with 8 to go this time by. 4, Caleb Frazier out front, up 3 positions in the main event as of right now. Caleb Frazier trying to count down the laps here. Well, 3rd still Dylan Budnick. Lights back on now here. Mason Mock going to be around in the number 4 ride. They go on the kid truck instant replay, see what happened to him here. He was working on 1 and 2. Drove it in really hard there, and then I believe possibly clipped the 52 there, Dylan Budnick. Causing himself to go around. Well, still currently only 1 lead change tonight here, but they have been battling pretty much everywhere else throughout the field. Putting on a show for everybody watching night here on Legend Racing TV. Well, Caleb Frazier getting ready here. Mason Jagger looking for a good restart. Wasn't able to get it here. Green lights back on. It's going to be 5 to go. Into 1 and 2. Dylan Budnick down to the inside. Going to make contact there with Mason Jagger. Mason now into the wall here down the front straightaway. 4 to go for Caleb Frazier out front. Oh, down the back straightaway, Dylan Budnick still in work in second. Third, Dallas Patterson. Fourth, Mason Jagger. Down the front straightaway, Dallas Patterson. Big slide job there for the runner-up spot. Didn't stick though, set of popsicle sticks in the air. 2 to go down the back straightaway by Caleb Frazier. Coming around, gonna see the Dylan Smith Racing. 1 to go off turn number 4. There for Dylan Budnick. White flag has already been displayed though. No yellow gonna be able to come out. Down the back straightaway, the 47 Speed Shop. Number 1, Caleb Frazier. Gonna see the Dylan Smith Racing. Checkered flag. Second is Dallas Patterson. Third, Jace Baddicker. Fourth is gonna be Mason Jagger. Fifth is Dylan Budnick for your top 5. Ended up being a really good race tonight here at Limaland Motorsports Park from the week number 5 of the Dirt Midget Series. Thank you to the Dirt Midget Series for choosing Legend Racing TV to broadcast our event here live on legendracingtv.com. Drew Nork, you still in here? One second here. You'll find out for doing interviews here. That's right. Forgot about that. They can't hear me. Spectating. Don't believe. Caleb's in minute scored loop either way. Is interview in here? Well, Caleb Frazier car came in about halfway through the race there, and after you got to lead, pretty much just set sail and were able to get done, man. How'd you do it?
Honestly, I mean, I don't know. I just joined a new team recently. I got these 47 sets. They're on Dig this week. I would like to thank the helpers that made them, and I would like to thank my whole family and especially my grandpa that just passed. And yeah,
Sorry to hear that, man, but them sets definitely were on rails, so whatever they're doing's working.
yeah. Thank you.
100%, man. You were gone out there, but what was track like tonight here?
Honestly, I usually always run this track, so I was used to it. But this track today, I'm not really used to it. But I mean, we got it done, and like I don't know, I just figured it was top, tried it, and then yeah, we just got it done.
Like you definitely had a solid card night here and the card to beat. That's for sure, to say the least. But
Hmm.
is there anybody else you'd like to thank tonight on the number one help to get here to victory lane?
My all my friends, my mom and dad, my brother, my everybody in my family.
Like, well, Duke, congrats on the race win. Thanks for running, Caleb Frazier.
Thank you.
Well, waiting on them to get Discord tier. Else Patterson. Well, Colton Patterson, you were able to park it in second here for the Dirt Midget Series, week number 5. How'd you do it, man?
Well, I got took out a couple times at the beginning of the race. Started off strong. I thought I had a good card, and then, during the end of the race, we were starting to get some good laps in, and just got some good clean air. And then Mason Yeager came up behind me, and we were racing for a good bit. Um, we were, just throwing sliders on each other over and over, and having a good race. And then he throws an absolute bomb on me and little Budnick at the same time, and takes out Budnick. And I just got to walk away with the second place. it was an interesting race. It was a fun one. But yeah, that's kind of how the race went for me.
It looked fun to me. I mean, there was definitely a lot of sliders being thrown out there and big ones. Night tier with the way the track was, it was track kind of switched lanes throughout the night. Started more in the middle and then kind of finished on the top. You guys were still in the middle there, but a lot of the guys end up going to the top. But
Yeah, the track was very interesting across the across the night. It was I started on the bottom and then I was just kind of getting left, so I moved to the top about midway, and then towards the end I started finding a really good slider line that I was just kind of throwing people off guard with, and I think that helped me move up through the field a little bit after getting taken out a couple times. It was just a really fast line, and I don't think anybody really had much for it. The top just wasn't there, and the bottom just was a little too slow.
I 100% agree. Everything that you were doing there kind of worked out for you, and if you can find lines before everybody else does, then that's what wins races. Um, Night you just end up being a little bit too far back when time came that you found the line before somebody else there. Um, but you'll have that and end up still being a solid, clean finish for you tonight here in second.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Wait, is there anybody you'd like to thank tonight on the 32?
Well, I'd like to thank my girlfriend for letting me race. She's been super nice. I do a lot of iRacing, and I'd like to thank my uncle, Jeff. He had an unfortunate finish tonight, but he's taught me a lot about just setting up cars in general, and kind of got me where I'm at with just being able to do things on my own. That was just a completely homemade setup, and we were just working on it together, and had a good time tonight.
Wait, that's
$15.
that's what's about, right? Having fun. But congrats on second. Thanks for on Colton Patterson.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Well, end up being a great night of racing tonight here for the Dirt Midget Series, week number 5. Bears put on a great show tonight here. End up making for really good racing here at Lima Land Motorsports Park. Quite tonight's typically my night off. This is just a league broadcast that I had to get in and do. So probably not tonight. And being Saturday, 11 o'clock. But I'll be on and hosting tomorrow night. Well, I appreciate everybody that tuned in to Legend Racing TV tonight here. I'm your announcer, Mark Rose. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.